Should y'all be getting contraceptive advice from a pregnant woman though? Makes no sense.
I'm gonna try. Work till I die. I'm gonna fail and get up, 'cause I'm not giving up on my dream.
Hey gorgeous, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kopanish Mange, and this is how I do things. So when you send me your questions, and I'll let you know how I would do things, and I can take it as entertainment, use it as advice. Take it, don't take it, use it, don't use it, my darling. Listen, do what you will with it. Do you know why? Because not a professional. I'm not a professional whatsoever. I'm just letting you know what I would do if I was in your shoes. This is a question that is so popular. It is so popular. I wish it wasn't this popular, because I've just been like, should I do this? Should I really be talking about this though? Like, should I? But so many people have asked me this question. Like, so many. Should I talk about this? Oh, am I gonna regret this? I'm gonna regret this. I'm going to regret this. Honeys, I've received this question so much, and every single time I get this question, I'm always just like, honey, please go see a Gynae, a gynaecologist, somebody who has studied for 6 years plus to just talk to you about you and your vagina. And honestly, I've been avoiding this topic, but I think that as friends, as sisters, I consider us to be sisters. Shout a hallelujah, amen, praise Jesus if you think we are sisters, because I like the sisterhood. I think we should talk about it. Contraceptives. We have all heard stories about contraceptives, mostly bad stories about contraceptives. That my friend got a contraceptive, she had a blood clot. The other one, her hair fell out, and she still fell pregnant anyway. There's a lot of information about contraceptives out there, but there's also a lot of misinformation about contraceptives out there. So I have to put this out there right now. I am not a professional. I am not a gynecologist, and the number one thing I want you to do is to go see a gynae. Please go see a gynae. Make a gynae your best friend. The same way you check your teeth every year. I know you don't check your teeth every year, but you should check your teeth every year. You go to a GP, you go to any other doctor. You should be going to see your gynae every single year to check up on your vaginal health, you know, your reproductive health. So please talk to your gynae. But I've got 10 points for you about the things that you need to know about contraceptives, and maybe this video will help you to write a list of questions that you can take to your gynae and maybe open your mind to contraceptives, because I don't think contraceptives are the devil's work, because some people do think so. But I'm just like, yo honey, contraceptives can be your friend. Number one is do not take advice from your friends. Hunty, do not take advice from your friends. Your sister is better, but your friends, no. And I'll tell you why. It's because mostly people have their own personal negative experiences to share about contraceptives. And to be honest with you, there are hundreds of contraceptives out there of different levels, of different types, of, you know, if it's hormonal, non-hormonal, barriers. There's all these different types of hormonal brands, and there's brands included in the brand. Each brand has different types of contraceptives, and your friend may have had 1 or 2 experiences, or has heard from a friend of a friend who had this experience, and now it's rippling down to you. It's very dangerous to listen to friends and take their advice about contraceptives. Go to a gynae and make a decision that way. Never make a decision based on what your friend has said. Trust me. Number 2, every single person is going to have a different reaction to different contraceptives. And I'll give you an example. Personally, my first contraceptive that I ever went on was the Mirena. A Mirena is a IUD, which is something, it's like a little anchor. Imagine a little boat anchor, a little T that goes inside. They plant it inside, they go up your vagina and plant it right at the top, and that prevents you from falling pregnant, right? It tries as best as it can to help you from falling pregnant. I had the worst experience with the Mirena, specifically the Mirena, right? However, I heard about the Mirena from a friend of mine who told me she has had the best experience. She has had it in for 5 years. She's about to go get her next one, and it's been working perfectly for her. She had the best experience, and since then I've heard other people have amazing experiences with the Mirena. However, I had the worst experience. I bled for 12 weeks. My hair fell out. I got acne, and I gained weight. When your hair falls out, is me, oh my gosh, it's the most scariest thing ever. Like chunks of my hair was falling out. But that's the thing. This is the same product from the same brand. I had a horrible experience with it, but other people are having the time of their lives with the Mirena. So everybody's going to have a very, very different experience with contraceptives. Number 3, because I've seen this in my comments before, what is the difference between birth control and contraceptives? So birth control and contraceptives are basically the same thing. It means that you're planning out when you want to fall pregnant. Remember that contraceptives are used to prevent you from falling pregnant, but they don't prevent you from getting STIs and STDs, right? So just because you have a contraceptive doesn't mean that you're going to be protected from any infections that you may get from having sex with another person. The main reason why people use contraceptives is for you not to fall pregnant. There is one type of contraceptive that does help you to prevent STIs and also to help you prevent from pregnancy, which is the condom. We know the condom. The condom is a barrier method that also helps to prevent you from getting any sexually transmitted infections, and it also helps you to prevent pregnancy. So that is the one contraceptive that can help you do that. All the other contraceptives are birth control methods, meaning that we're trying to plan when we're going to fall pregnant. We're trying to prevent it from happening during times when we don't want to fall pregnant, and then we stop using it during times when we do want to fall pregnant. So when you see a pregnant woman like me, doesn't necessarily mean that a contraceptive didn't work. It just means that it worked according to my plan. Alright, so let's get into the nitty-gritty of things, the part that everybody has come here for, which is part number 4, which is the types of contraceptives. So there's 2 main types of contraceptives, or 2 groups of contraceptives. There's non-hormonal and there are hormonal types of contraceptives. So non-hormonal types of contraceptives are mainly barrier methods. What do I mean by barrier? Literally, there is a physical barrier between you and the ninjas, the sperm that's going to cause you to fall pregnant. So putting a physical thing in between your egg and the man's sperm to prevent you from falling pregnant. And this is non-hormonal, meaning that there are no hormones that are being put into your body to prevent you from falling pregnant. So then there's the hormonal type. Now in hormonal types of contraceptives, these are usually pills, these are injections, these are patches, these are IUDs, more details to come, and these affect the levels of hormones in your body. So with hormonal contraceptives, they will have a small amount of human produced estrogen or progesterone. Now these are different types of hormones that affect how and when we fall pregnant, and these hormone pills, tablets, patches, injections, whatever type of hormonal contraceptive that you use will either have both or just one of them to affect the process. So basically it can stop you from falling pregnant or prevent you or help to prevent you from falling pregnant in 3 ways. Either by preventing an egg from coming out, or preventing the sperm from fertilizing the egg, or from preventing the egg from attaching. They are not 100% effective. They can be 99% effective, 94% effective, but they have different levels of efficacy depending on what you use and how you use them. Number 5 is the reason why it is so important for you to go see a gynecologist, is for them to tell you the range of contraceptives that are out there. There may be a few types, but they are different brands and they are different levels. So even if you're taking the pill and your friend is also taking the pill, it may be the same brand of company that makes the pill, but your level of hormones are different from her level. It may be a different mix of estrogen and progesterone, and it may be that she's only taking progesterone or estrogen and you're taking both. So it's so important that just because somebody's on the pill, you don't assume that they're exactly the same as yours. So when you go to a gynae, they're gonna ask you about your lifestyle. They're gonna be like, girl, how often do you get down? When do you wanna fall pregnant again? Are you good at taking pills? Do you think that you can take the shot? Maybe you should try the patch. They're gonna tell you about all the different types of contraceptives, or maybe even better, you go and you ask them about the different types and you find out, based on my lifestyle, can I have a patch on my body every week, or based on my lifestyle, I'm terrible at taking pills, so maybe do I need a shot? Or listen, I cannot stand a needle, do not come close to me with a needle, so we are not taking a shot of any sort. This is why you need to go see a gynecologist, and this is why you shouldn't talk to your friend about it. So number 6 is a type of contraceptive, and that is an emergency contraceptive. Most of us may know it as the morning after pill. Some people call it the day after pill, which is a method of ingesting a pill that will cause or try and help you to not fall pregnant. Again, it is hormonal. It has side effects. Every single hormonal type of contraceptive has different levels and different types of side effects, and those side effects will affect people differently. Different people will go through different side effects. So with the morning after pill, it can be taken up to 5 days after you have had sex with someone and after it has been unprotected sex. Remember, it's not going to help to stop any sexually transmitted infections. However, it will help to prevent pregnancy. Again, nothing is 100% effective, but they do get like 99% effective, and I'm going to go through a list of more types of contraceptives for you. Number 7, let's go through the hormonal types of contraceptives. We have the pill. The pill is something that you take on a daily basis, and you take it based on your cycle. Now, you have probably seen this round type of pills where there's red pills and there's white pills and there's different color pills, and they go in different days. Now, this is specific to when you are in the cycle, how you're supposed to take it, and taking it on a regular basis. Many people use the pill because it is easily accessible, and there are different levels of hormones in different types of pills. Many brands make them, lots of research goes into them, so you actually have quite a good choice of the type of pills that you want to take. So if you're good at taking medication on a daily basis, if you're a type of person who takes vitamins every single day, the pill might just work for you. Again, different levels of side effects depending on the person. Then we also have the shot. What I mean by the shot, it is medication put in a syringe and it's stuck into your body. Yes, it is injected into your body on a 3-month cycle. So every 3 months you head in and you take the shot, and that is your form of contraceptive. Again, hormonal contraceptives try to prevent you from either releasing an egg or the egg getting fertilized or the egg attaching. So the same thing happens with the shot. Now, lots of people use a shot because, again, it is cost effective and it is easily accessible. In South Africa, you can actually get the shot at a clinic. So if there's a clinic nearby you, I know that there's a clinic nearby me, it's actually inside a pharmacy. There's a lady who does it there and she's super cheap, and you go in there, you get your shot every 3 months. You have your appointment, you go. It's a really short thing depending on how long the wait is at your clinic. Then we have a vaginal ring. It's literally a ring that goes up the vagina. So remember, the vagina is the part where the penis goes up and where you bleed from as well, and where the baby will come out as well. So that hole that we have, the ring will go up there and it goes in there for 3 weeks at a time. So in between your periods, you will put the ring in, and then right before your periods, you take it out, you have your period, and then you put a new ring in. So this is a cycle that you do. You get a pack, you get it prescribed, you put the ring in, and depending on how comfortable you are with something going in there, it depends on you. Then we have the patch. Now, the patch looks like a band-aid, right? It's a little square thing that you put onto your body. So I've seen people put the patch here, I've seen it on the shoulder as well, and you change it out every single week. You get your packet of patches, your contraceptives, your hormonal contraceptives that come in the form of a patch. You put it on your body, and through that patch, it then administers the hormones that try and prevent either ovulation or your sperm being fertilized or the egg attaching. And you change it out every single week. This is super easy. You're in control. You know exactly where it is. You get to know how it feels. And again, the cost effectiveness of this one is also a reason why so many people like it, and the fact that it's just once a week. On Sundays when you go to church, you know that Sundays is the days for me to change my patch. Whip off the other one, stick on the new one, move on with your life. Then the final type of hormonal contraceptive that I'm going to tell you guys about is the IUD, otherwise known as the intrauterine device. This is a small little device. It's literally like so tiny, like it's tinier than the top of my pinky. It is that small. I've had one before. This is the one that didn't treat me well, however it treated my friends really well. There are different brands, there are different types. There are 5 main different types of IUDs. 4 of them are hormonal and can be used by people who have or have not had children before. Now, the 5th type is a copper. Usually people call it a copper T, but there are other types of IUDs these days that come in different shapes. And the IUD as well, plant it on the inside. It is so easy. I thought when they said they're gonna plant something on the inside, they're gonna plant a little anchor in my body, I thought it would hurt, but it's literally a little device and it's the smallest little pinch and it's in there. So the copper T is used on women who have had children before. Now, depending on the type of IUD that you have, you can have it inserted for 3 to 12 years. Personally, there was a point where I was just like, what if I forget how many years I've had this thing in for? Because I was supposed to have it for 5 years and I ended up having it only for 12 months. And I was just like, what if I forget? 5 years is a long time. But it can be taken out whenever you feel that it is time for it to be taken out. And trust me, you won't forget how long it has been. You will remember that, listen, it's been about 10 years with this thing. It's time for me to take it out. It's really effective. Some of them may be expensive at the beginning, but if you think about having something in for 5 years, it actually makes financial sense. So find out from your medical aid or your medical insurance. Maybe they do cover it, and if not, it's worth the save. But again, find out which one works best for you and what will suit your lifestyle and your body the best. Number 8 is barrier methods. So remember, barrier methods is a physical block between the egg and the sperm. It's just a blocker, ne? Between the two. The first type that we all know about and is the most common is the condom. The nice thing about the condom is that it's not only just going to prevent pregnancy, but it's also going to help to prevent sexually transmitted infections as well. So this is why a lot of people will love condoms. That, listen, keep yourself safe, not just from pregnancy, but infections and any diseases that they might just pass through, you know, in between you and the man, just exchanging fluids. A condom is popular and a condom is the one for many reasons. And even if you're on contraceptives, people like to have double protection. So they'll have a contraceptive and still use a condom because of the fact that, especially if you do not know what is happening with the person that you're sleeping with, you want to use a condom to prevent those infections from happening. Now the rest are a little unsexy. We're so used to just whipping on a condom, whether it is a male or the female condom. But the next 3 that I'm about to tell you about are just slightly unsexy. Just, you know, yeah, no, maybe my man is, you know, I'm going to see my man in the next hour. So I just want to just put it in, just slide it in so that when we get into the mood, I don't have to go disappear and put it in. Yeah, these ones are a little unsexy because you have to kind of slip it in and then slide back into the bedroom and go have your good times. So the first is a diaphragm, which is like a silicone saucer. So this will fit over the cervix, and this will basically prevent the sperm from getting to the area where the egg is. Now remember, different types of contraceptives, different levels of efficacy. Find out, will this work for you? Are you fine with slipping away and sliding it in? Or do you want something that is already there and will help you to move with the mood when you get into it? Next is the sponge, almost like the diaphragm. The difference is the sponge available over the counter and can be put in up to 3 hours before you have sex. And the thing is, it will also block the cervix, but it will also release a spermicide while it is in there, like a sperm repellent while it is in there. And this looks more like a sponge. That's why it's called a sponge. So it looks like a white foam, whereas the diaphragm is a silicone, like, saucer. Then there is the cervical cap, which, like it says, this is also something that blocks the cervix, but it is in the shape of a cup as opposed to a sponge or a saucer, right? So this will go into your vagina, up your vagina, blocks the cervix, and will also prevent the sperm from going to the area where the egg is. Now, this can be more effective if you're using, along with the cup, some sort of spermicide as well. So number 9 is the one that many people actually end up using, especially married couples, where the female is very, very scared of any sort of contraceptives, which is called the calendar method. The calendar method, or the method where you have to basically count your days, is when you as a woman are regular or are able to tell how your body functions. Now, for something like this, you may use an actual physical calendar, or you may use an app that will let you know when you are ovulating. And what you do is that you either use a barrier or prevent yourself, or just abstain from having sex altogether on the days when you are ovulating, and then you have fun times on the other days. Now, this method is not that effective because sperm can live in your body for a number of days. So it's either you are disciplined enough to use a condom on the days when you know that you could possibly fall pregnant, or you just abstain from having sex with your man on the days when you know that you can fall pregnant. And number 10, the best form of contraceptive, 100% efficacy, works every single time, is, wait for it, abstinence. If you don't have sex, you can't fall pregnant. So if you are scared of falling pregnant and you don't want to gamble with your life and the life of your possible baby that you might have after having sex with that man, it's just abstain. It works 100% of the time. Every single time you don't have sex, there's 100% chance of you not falling pregnant. It works like a gem. Oh my gosh. Honeys, look, when it comes to contraceptives, there's nothing for you to be scared of. At the very least, what you can do is just have an appointment with your gynecologist and have a list of questions. This is what I do when I go see my gynae. When you go see a gynecologist, get your money's worth. Every single penny that you have paid to see that gynecologist, get your money's worth. They should not rush you out, and they should answer all your questions. Their job is not only just to look up the vagina and see what's happening, they are supposed to help you understand what is happening with your cervical health. They should help you with your reproductive health. They should help you understand what's going on with your hormones. So if you want to find out about contraceptives, write your list of questions down. Find out that, listen, I like this one. Can I use this one? Yes or no? And then you find out from him until you understand. And be careful to make sure that a gynae is not pushing a product on you just because they have a personal preference towards it. Make sure that you understand, why do you like the specific brand? Is there a different brand? What concerns do I need to have? And make sure that you are happy with your choice. A gynae does not have to force you to do anything. You have a choice about what you'd like. So make sure you are heard, make sure you are understood, and make sure you have the best decision for you, your lifestyle, and your body. Okay? All right, honeys? That's all. I'm happy I finally did this video. I can now shake off the hibbity-jibbities because this has been giving me a bit of anxiety for the longest period of time. Like I've been avoiding this topic. So I'm really happy that we finally did it. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please share this with a friend who needs to see it, who's been asking questions about contraceptives, who's been just scared to see a gynae, anything like that. This is a sisterhood. Please, please, please go see your gynae and see what works out best for you. And don't prevent your friend or your daughter or your sister or your mother from going and finding out what best works for them. Until later, beautiful people, thank you so much for watching. I'm Kapana Shimange, and this is how I do things. Hey my honey, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. Now, until later days, gorgeous people, don't forget to keep binge watching. It is highly promoted in these corners of YouTube streets. Until later, bye.